Super. Just a little bit of housekeeping. If you could keep yourself muted, and then if you could raise your hand digitally, not to the camera. You can do a digital raise of hand if you've got a question for Alex Greenwood. We're going to have a separate embargoed section for the written press, and I'll announce that once we've spoken to broadcasters. Excuse my cat in the background, nothing I can do about that. I'm just going to go first to Joe Curry, if I can, from BBC Sport.
Hey Alex, how are you?
Hi Joe, good, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. First question, really, back in the England camp, I know you've had camps over the last year or so, but no proper international matches. How does it feel to finally have a game on the horizon?
Yeah, exciting. I feel like it's been 12 months now, and it feels like it actually, it's been a long 12 months. But yeah, really excited to get back with the team and actually prepare for a game, which is vitally important at this stage.
We've been told over the last few months that during camps you've had obviously the inter-squad games, and actually they were a bit more ferocious than international games. What were those inter-squad matches like? Yeah,
like you said, it's fierce as ever. We're a competitive bunch. And you don't want to be on that losing side, let me tell you. So yeah, it's good to get some minutes. It was competitive as England could have made it. The FA could have made it for us, which was ideal. But not prepared you like a proper match.
There's a new boss in charge at the moment, Hege Riise. She's going to be interim manager for England and potentially involved with Team GB as well. Tell us a bit about her. What she like to work under?
To be honest, we've only had recent contact over Zoom, as you can understand. Our first interaction will be when we meet up tomorrow. But from what I've gathered so far, she's set out to do a job. She's made it quite clear what her ambitions are, what she expects, and I think that reflects in the squad that she's picked in terms of not taking a massive amount of numbers, preparing for a big year ahead. And I'm really excited to work with her. I'm looking forward to a fresh start and getting going, really.
So when she said she's talked to you about her expectations and ambitions, what she said?
First and foremost, it's to make the squad. She's not going to pick the squad lightly. She's going to look at everyone. I suppose it's a good thing that she's looking at everyone with no judgments, really, which is good for the players. And then it's to go to the Olympics and medal, absolutely, and that's for us as a squad. That's to win gold.
Northern Ireland then is the match next week. What are you expecting from them? You'll know obviously a few of those players from playing against them week in, week out in the Women's Super League.
Yeah, like you said, I know a couple of the players from playing against them. Yeah, a good team. I think it's a perfect fixture for us at this stage. We've not playing for a while. They'll pose us some threats, and I think from now till then, we'll have some good meetings, some good work on the grass together to get some technical and tactical detail that we haven't had for a while regarding an actual fixture. So I'm looking forward to seeing how we do on Tuesday.
Final one from me, Jill Scott. Finally, it looks like is going to make her 150 cap. Talk to me a little bit about the kind of player that Jill is and the milestone that she's about to reach.
I don't actually think we've got enough time, to be honest. I think she speaks for herself in a character, in a way. She's a legend in the game and she's still playing. I've grew up with Jill since I was 13, 14, and she's not changed from whatever cap it was then. I guess it was around 50s, 60s to 150 now, and she's a fantastic person. Love having her as a teammate. I can't speak highly enough of her. She fully deserves all the accolade that come away in the next couple of days, and I'm just proud to be a teammate. And yeah, she's a top girl.
Thanks, Alex.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, Joe. Could we go now to Anton from Sky Sports News? Thank you.
Hey, Alex. Nice to see you.
Hi, Anton.
Speaking to Hege a couple of weeks ago, she said, look, on a smaller squad, players have been picked on mentality, intensity. Obviously, you're one of the 21 players in this squad. How does it feel when, you've been picked for a smaller squad, but also when these traits have been identified and you're one of the players selected?
Yeah, relieved a little bit, I suppose, but then you've got to look at yourself, look at your performances and say, you deserve to be selected in that 21. But all them characteristics are massively important to where we wanna go as a team. I think it's a really, really good squad of 21. I look across the list and I look at the girls who've been left out, and we've got talent across the board in abundance. So, like you said, massively grateful to be selected. But now it's about going on the grass and delivering all them characteristics that she's named.
You had a bit of a weird season because obviously you played a little bit of centre back, you played back a little bit of left back. How's it been for you? And were you ever worried about your place internationally because of the versatility you have to show at the club level?
No, I wouldn't say I was worried about selection. I think if anything, it can be used as a positive, that I can play in both centre back and left back. I really enjoy playing both. Obviously, the style of play at my club and the style of play at England is slightly different. So yeah, if I'm going to camp and asked to play centre back, I feel like I could sit there and do a job really comfortably with the players I have around me. Likewise, left back. It's been my position most of my career and feels really natural to be there. But yeah, I wouldn't see it as a negative. If anything, I'd probably take it as a positive with an Olympic squad happen to be selected in the near future.
Alex, I know you've spoken about this subject before, but I'm going to ask you again. We spoke to Heger a couple of weeks ago and the subject of online hatred came up. And she said, obviously, it won't be tolerated. It will be dealt with in camp, and everybody knows they all players have my support. But with the problem being so prevalent in football at the moment, is there a worry when you go away with England, when you go away and play in the sort of the bigger games, Manchester Derby last week, for example, that you think, oh, actually, this is a good miss. I might get attract more unwanted attention than actually looking forward to the big game in itself?
I suppose it depends on the individual and how you react to stuff on social media. It's quite easy for me to speak about it now, but I've been through it myself. It's not nice to read, it's not nice to see. I've seen the situation with racism at the moment, the situation with the referee, death threats, etc. It's completely unacceptable. I'm totally aware that people support teams and have their loyalties to their clubs, etc., which is completely normal. It's fine. Me also. But I think when it crosses the line, it becomes personal. Something has to be done about it. It's happened far too often now. And for me, it seems like it's getting worse and not better. So yeah, in my opinion and the way I feel towards it, it is totally unacceptable. Obviously, opinions on performances are welcome always. There's never an issue with that. That's part of the game. You have to take that on the chin. Not everyone's going to like how you play or who you play for. But I think when it crosses the line, it becomes personal and a judgment of your character. That for me is just unacceptable.
Alex, is it being discussed in changing rooms? Is it by what is actually going on behind the scenes? Because I can imagine it must be affecting players day in, day out. This.
I mean, it's a conversation that happens for sure. I mean, we spoke about, as in my team, Man City, we spoke about LJ's situation. Is there anything we can do to help her? She's a good friend of mine as well, so it's something that was close to my heart. And then obviously, like individuals in the team, myself included, if stuff that I read and see on my Instagram and my Twitter, and that's not just Manchester derbies or big games, that's on a daily basis. It happens every single day. I think it's how you learn to deal with it, I suppose. That's something I've learned to do. It doesn't affect me maybe as it would 4 or 5 months ago. But yeah, like you said, it is a conversation that happened. It's more a conversation of what can we do about it, or is there anything we can do to help that person, put it to one side, or remove it from training, games. When it starts to affect people's daily life, that's when it becomes a problem for me.
And that's slightly worrying when you hear the phrase, "We just learn to deal with it." Hopefully this problem can be eradicated soon. Final question. Obviously, this Champions League draw yesterday, Fiorentina. That must be quite an exciting draw if you do actually get the chance to go to Florence.
Yeah, really exciting. We was actually training when the draw happened, so we didn't actually know about it till we came off. But yeah, like you said, exciting draw. I know it's an old cliche saying, but no game's going to be easy at this stage. I know a little bit about the team. I don't know a massive amount. I know certain individuals. I know a player who played at City previously. But yeah, great tie. Can't wait. I mean, some important fixtures before then. But yeah, I really look forward to that.
Nice one. Have a great camp, Alex.
Thanks, Anton.
Thank you, Anton. Could we go now to Florence for TalkSport, please?
Hey, Alex. I wanted to ask about the, I guess the kind of period you've been in recently with not having a manager, having an interim manager, and Hege Riise coming in, and the Olympics on the horizon. So, what has it been like for you as a group, not knowing who the coach for Team GB is going to be? Because obviously, when it's a familiar face, maybe there's some expectation. So, what's it like, I guess, not knowing that yet?
I don't think we really think too much about it. It's kind of out of our control. Obviously, it's a little bit unsettling when there's a squad to be selected in a couple of months for a tournament that we say we want to go and win, and I fully believe that we can. So yeah, it's not easy. It's, you know, as you sit there as a player, you're probably thinking, will the new manager like me? Does he know anything about me? But we always trust in the FA to pick the right person. We trust in ourselves, our own ability, that the manager coming in, we'll see how good of a squad that we've got. But yeah, a sense of unsettlement at times, but you know, things move on. It's football, and all you can do is take care of your performances on the pitch.
And what's it like now being able to finally play a competitive fixture in an England shirt? I mean, obviously, yeah, as Joe mentioned, it's been competitive anyway in those camps, but to actually play another team for nearly the first time in a year must feel pretty good.
Yeah, I can't wait, to be honest. I can't wait to put on an England shirt. It's been too long, and I think it makes it more enjoyable and more, you know, maybe sometimes you take for granted putting on an England shirt. Sometimes it's something you should never do. So to go 12 months without a competitive fixture it's been hard as a squad. It's been difficult to go to training camps and kind of not have an end goal, apart from not being on the losing side in training. But yeah, can't wait. I can't wait for the team to get back together and to actually put some things on the grass into play in the game on Tuesday.
Thanks, Alex.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Florence.